guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Oluchi Okonkwo and I am centered on medicine, career and goals. Today I'm going to speak about low self-esteem, self-worth, self-esteem in general and self-confidence. Today I'm channeling down to low self-esteem. But before we begin, I want to define terms. I want you to understand what self-esteem means so that we can know where we are. So self-esteem is the worth or the value you place on yourself, the confidence you have in yourself, and it's always or almost always defined by your opinions and belief about yourself. Self-esteem can be very tricky to understand because it's kind of difficult if you've placed yourself on a pedestal or if you've said, oh, this is who I am or this is what I am. But it is not bad because you can always change and you can always grow and you can always learn. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, today let's talk about self-esteem and low self-esteem. I'm always concerned about low self-esteem because I come from a place where I dealt with a lot of low self-esteem, especially in secondary school, as every teenager would. But I feel like mine was terrible because I even felt like I shouldn't be coming outside because I wasn't confident enough in my body. I've always wanted to have a different body type. I've always wanted to have a different nose. I've always believed that my nose was way too big for my face. And I've always felt like I was too thin for my body size. I don't even understand. But now that I've grown older, I've realized that I cannot change a lot of things about myself. I cannot change the way I was created. I can't change the way my nose looks like. This is genetics. This is what it is, okay? So I've grown to have self-confidence in a healthy way, and I've grown to understand that my body type does not define who I am. So yeah, I believe that every young person out there is dealing with low self-esteem, and talking about it can be tricky because everybody wants to be seen as a confident person. Everybody wants to be seen as a winner. Nobody wants to be seen as a failure. But I understand. I also find it very difficult to talk about my low confidence or my low self-esteem. But recently, a friend of mine was telling me that I give off a confident vibe. Most people say that I give off a confidence vibe, even the way I walk. While I was in secondary school, I had a very funny walking step. I've always walked like I want to cover myself up. I walked like I wanted to, I was always looking at the floor. It was so funny because I've always felt like I don't belong. I've always felt like people look like this and I don't look like that, so I don't belong here. But now I raise up my head and walk the way I want to walk. I'm confident in myself and I accept me the way I am, I guess. So I don't want to talk about this thing because a lot of people have been going through it, and with the whole social media thing and with the whole over information overload, you kind of feel like, oh, you don't belong here or you should look like this. So today I want to talk about how to deal with low self-esteem, what I've done, what has worked for me, and what I think would work for you. So I have everything written down here in front of me in a book. So if I look down, don't feel bad because I'm reading from a book and I want to give you guys the best of the content because I want the content to content. So first of all, I want to say take a social media break. We live in a world where social media has literally done a lot of good and also a lot of bad, depending on how you look at it. Okay, for me, social media has been doing a lot of good in my life because I can communicate with anybody, anytime, anywhere, and I can also make money online. But at the same time, there are so many things going on, so many people doing a lot of things, and then as a young person, we are at a point in our lives where we're discovering who we are. So it kind of triggers something inside us to be comparing ourselves with others. So when you take a social media break, you kind of shut down the noise. You kind of plug off from where you have been and you see yourself again because sometimes it feels like a whole cloud. It feels like a dark cloud over your head telling you you are not enough. Or more, you should look like this. You should have bigger lips. You should have thinner nose. You should have bigger skin, bigger hands. You should have bigger legs. You should walk like this. You should have longer hair. Your eyebrows should be thinner. And it's kind of a lot if you ask me. But when you plug off from social media, when you plug off from all of this noise, you tend to breathe, you tend to understand, you tend to go out and see the real world and see real people, and you tend to understand and value yourself because the thing you are doing, the thing you think you are not doing, and also the way you look like, a lot of people appreciate you outside there, but you tend to feel like, oh, do I actually matter? Am I even pretty enough? And stuff like that. But when you unplug, you notice that there's a lot of people that are out there that want you. There's a lot of people out there that value you, but you don't know except you go outside. So go outside, off your phone and go outside. I guess. So that's my advice. I take social media breaks at least once a week, once a month, just for me to understand where I am. So if I go MIA sometimes online, I don't go because I just decided to run away. It's because some things might just be coming off as triggering, must be coming off as somehow. So I tend to move away, even if for just a few hours, a few days, 2 days maximum, a day, and I reorganize, recharge, and come back. Great. So the second one is journaling. So I've spoken about journaling so much that a lot of people already know that I have a journal. But I'm going to still speak about it because I believe it's very important, especially for young people. For me to be able to run away from social media, or for me to be able to unplug from social media, I have to do something equally important for me, or equally to improve myself. So as I'm growing, or as I'm going out of social media to take a break, I am also coming in with a journal to be able to understand and recharge. So this is how it works for me. I have my journal here. I know I've shown you journals so much online. People are beginning to feel like they have my journal in their house. But guys, I'm sorry. You have to love it, okay? So I have my journal in here. I attach pictures, quotes, everything. I even draw. See, there's some days I don't know what to write. I just draw my feelings down. Draw. Let me just tell you. There's no particular thing you should write in your journal. There's no particular schedule. There's no particular frame or blueprint of what your journal should look like. Write your feelings down, understand your problems, and identify your issues. That is what a journal is for. It's not for fancy. So my journal is here for me when I feel like a lot of things are going on. I take 5 minutes out of every day, maybe at night, maybe in the morning, whenever I feel like. But every day I tend to write. Some days I just write one line, some days I write one word. And the funniest thing is that sometimes I just write omo and I just let it be. Sometimes I'm like, guy, and I'll just let it be. And it's good for me because when I look back at other journals I have, because I have like a ton of them. I've been writing in my journals for like, I think since I was in secondary school. When I read my journals from secondary school, I feel like, guy, you don't have sense, because where my mind was at was a terrible place, or I felt so small, so not worthy. And now that I look back, I feel like, wow, you've left this place of your life and you are here now, and I'm proud of you. So that is what journaling has done for me. So I'll urge every young person, get a journal. It mustn't be a book journal. You could do computers, you could do audio, you could record yourself talking, whatever works for you, but just find a place for you to debrief, to distress, and recharge. Okay, so the third thing I have here is accepting compliments. I know that accepting compliments might sound like it's not so important, but it comes from a place of a lot of hurt. Some of us do not know how to accept compliments. Me, for example, I didn't know how to accept compliments. When somebody says to me, oh my god, I love your face, oh my god, I love your hair, oh wow, I love how your earlobes look like, I love your height. And because I do not understand my self-worth, I do not understand self-esteem, I don't have a healthy lifestyle, my mental health is in the rocks, I tend to question why you are telling me that you like me. And that has made me lose a lot of friendships, and also made me to have a kind of, people see me in a different light before, especially when they say, ah, wow, you're a very beautiful girl, oh my god, you're so smart, you're so intelligent. I'm like, but what do you want? What are you here to gain? Because my self-esteem is tied to what people thought about me, or what I've been hearing people say about me. So whenever I receive a compliment, I feel like, what do you want? And yeah, but what do you want? Do you understand? So accepting compliments is a way for you to also boost your self-esteem, especially when you're dealing with low self-esteem. For now, this is how I accept compliments. If someone says, oh wow, I love your dentition, I simply say thank you, and that's it. It's not even difficult. But before, I'm like, oh no, no, now, hey, no, your teeth, you too, you have fine teeth. No, is it this teeth? No, now, it's not. That's not correct. Don't do that. Okay, just say thank you and say, oh, thank you very much for the compliment. That's very kind of you. Simple, and smile. You don't have to start acting, I know now, boss, I know now, boss, now wow, only me all this compliment. No, you don't have to do that. That is wrong. When you accept compliments in the right way, it shows something about you. It shows that you are confident in yourself. It shows that your esteem level is in a healthy place, and you don't have to question a person's character. And also, there are some compliments that are also given to you that you know that are really not compliments. They're just a way to trigger you. Now let me give you an example. For example, where you work, every day you come in with a low cut, as I do, and then one day you come in with a wig, a long wig or something, or a makeup on, because I'm not a person that wears makeup a lot, or I don't really wear makeup like that, just a little bit. And then that day you decide to have makeup on, wear a wig, wear high heels and stuff, and come to work. And then something like, so you're wearing makeup today now. Wow, you should be dressing like this more often. You know that compliment is not really a compliment, but it's coming from a place to trigger you and also to make you feel a certain type of way. The best thing to say is thank you. Again, you don't have to say anything else. You don't have to spite the person or be rude. Just say thank you. And when you say only thank you, it kind of says a lot about you. It means that you understand who you are, you understand where you're coming from, and you know your value and your worth. And you don't have time to banter with people that do not value you. It's simple. Just say thank you. This works for me a lot because human relationships are so tricky that you might just think you said something to someone and the person might be triggered for life. It's just internalized, okay? So just say thank you and just leave it. Just be self-confident, self-aware of who you are. That's basically it. So the fourth thing I have here is to identify your positive traits. Identify yourself in a positive light. What are your strengths? What do you understand about yourself? You must not be a fashionista. You must not be an influencer. You don't have to be a content creator. You don't have to be a tech pro. You don't have to be a medical doctor. What is that thing about you, Oluchi? Or what is that thing about you, Samuel, Emeka, Chinedu? What is that thing about you that people tend to gravitate towards when they are with you? There are so many positive traits out there. People just feel like, okay, you're a good person, but in what good way are you good? Do you understand what I'm saying? In what is that good thing you know how to do? Okay, you can be good with cooking, you can be good with cleaning, you can be good with organization, you can be good with leadership. Identify that good trait that you have and always bring it forward. They say bring your best foot forward, bring your best character forward, and when you bring your best character forward, every other thing will just fall into place. I feel like that's what it is for me. Whenever I step up into a room, I have a good trait that I know is leadership and is confidence. That is my positive trait. And whenever I step into a room, I do not know anybody in it. That's the best foot I put forward, and it just makes everything align for me. Someone else might be good with honesty, someone else might be good with being reliable, someone else might be good with being positive, optimistic, be innovative. Put your best foot forward and it helps your self-esteem because you might be thinking, well, I don't look like this particular model, but that model doesn't have what you have. That model might be beautiful on her face, on her body, but there's something about you that makes you different. You are innovative. You can put one and two together and be just have something on the table. You can be very creative. You can fix stuff. You are good with crafts. You are good with art. That's your best foot forward. Always make sure it comes first wherever you are, and it improves you generally. It just helps everything work for you. Do you understand? Because you don't have to start thinking, but I don't know how to draw my lashes. It's so small things that make us feel low self-esteem. But I don't know how to wear this kind of clothes. Forget about those things. What is that thing about you that puts you out there? For me, I can be very creative. I can write I can just sit down and imagine characters in my head and write it. And I make sure to always tell people about it when I step into a room. Oh wow, I'm very creative with writing. Oh my god, I'm very creative, I'm very organized. Oh my god, I love to organize stuff, I love to plan stuff, I love to bring stuff alive, I love to bring people together. I love to arrange stuff for people. That is my positive trait, organization and creativity. Put your best foot forward. What is that thing you know how to do and do it well? Okay, so for this video I have these five things down, and I feel like this is what I've done that have helped me a lot. The sixth one, which is like a pro tip for me, I don't know if it works for other people, or I don't know anybody personally that it has worked for, but I like to put it out there. Counseling, therapy. Try to seek therapy and counseling, because for some people they might do all of these things, but their trigger can be very internalized. The place they're coming from about self-esteem and self-worth might be more than just doing these things. They might need professional help. So I will always tell you to seek therapy, seek professional help. I know it is quite expensive, and I also know that it is difficult to obtain in the part of the country where we live or the part of the world where we live, but I believe that you should take the step forward to speak to someone you have confidence in or you trust. You can also go out of your way to meet someone in your school, your church, at home, someone you trust to speak about how you feel. For me, where I get my therapy from is from my mother. Some people might find it in their friends, some people might find it in their teachers, their counselors, or their priests, their pastors, their imams, or whatever the case may be. I urge you to, when all of these do not work, seek help, seek advice, talk to someone out there, because sometimes what you think is a big deal, someone else has passed through it, someone else has seen it already, someone else has done that, someone else has been there, and they are the ones in the better position to help you. And please go to someone you trust and someone you're confident in, someone you believe that okay, your problem will not be shared on social media or in your whole community. Okay, so that's it for me. Accept compliment, take a break from social media, journal your feelings, seek counseling, and also identify your positive traits. I hope this video has helped you, because it has helped me, because this is also a kind of way for me to deal with my own self-confidence level, speaking into a camera, recording myself, editing stuff, and also putting it out into the world for others to see. So it's a form of therapy for me. It's a form of helping myself to develop my confidence. So tell me what you think in the comment section. How have you been trying to help yourself, and also how have you been trying to live up your, or lift up your confidence and your self-esteem, because it's very important for young people these days to be able to move around, live in a confident and more secured lifestyle. So thank you for watching. Follow me on social media: Facebook, Instagram, I guess Facebook, Instagram, yeah, probably Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And it's Oluchi Okonkwo everywhere. Okay, so thank you. Remember to share with your friends and subscribe. Bye.